Hi, I'm Keziah. You may know me from living in Ventura County, but did you know I also taught education in Colorado for 20 years, which gives me a different way of looking at things, and we're helping you find your perfect home, which might include finding the perfect school for you and your child. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can find out which school your child will be going to depending on where you buy a home, all the way from kindergarten up through 12th grade. I'll also be talking about school of choice, magnet school, after-school activities, and you want to stay at the end because I'm going to talk about the best way for you to find out which school is right for you and your family. Every home in Ventura Unified has what's called a boundary school, or what you may know as your home school. And Ventura Unified has an online tool called My School Locator. This is where you just enter the address of your home or home you're thinking about moving into, and it tells you what elementary, middle school, and high school your child will be attending. That's what's called your assigned school. That is the one school that your child is guaranteed to have placement in. However, you can go a step further. There is a program called School of Choice, or SOC, which is called here. While everybody is absolutely guaranteed a spot in their home school, it's not so the case with the SOC. The School of Choice only applies if that school has any space. So if all of the residents in the neighborhood have filled up all those spots, there will be no spot for your child. The SOC also is lottery based, so any number can be chosen. There's also a short application window. It's usually November through December. So if you're thinking about moving here and thinking about doing the School of Choice, you'll actually either have to already be under contract or own the home in order to sign up for that School of Choice. And if you missed that window, you'll have to wait all the way until the next cycle. The good news is if your child is accepted into an SOC program, then they don't have to keep renewing their application each year. They are set there. There's only two reasons why they couldn't continue at that school. The first one is if they're in transitional kindergarten. That's not a guaranteed spot into kindergarten. The second one is, and it does not happen often, you could have your child displaced, meaning that the school is often so overcrowded that they cannot find a place for your child. If you do miss the SOC window, you do have a chance of having two different types of applications. There's called Intradistrict and Interdistrict transfer requests. Let's say that you're living in Ventura, you are in the neighborhood where you have your child who is going to school, but then you move to a different part of Ventura. You have to get the district to say, okay, your child can stay at that school, or that they can opt in. That there's space, they're not allowed to opt in. Always omit their space. And then the other one is, let's say you live in Santa Paula or Fillmore, which happens a lot, and you work over in Ventura and you want your kids to go to school in Ventura. Well, you can ask for permission from both Fillmore School District and Ventura School District in order to have your child go to a school. Again, only if there is space, which could already have been filled up from the School of Choice program. It's more likely that your child would be able to continue going to school at your School of Choice if you already live in Ventura and you have your child going to that school, but then you move to a different neighborhood because you know there's space because your child has that space. I hope that answered some of those questions. But if you have more questions about School of Choice from transferring, we'll put more links down below that really answers the questions on the school district's website. Or you can always put a question down below because somebody else might have that question, and then I'd be happy to answer it down below. Another question we get asked a lot is, what about the extracurricular programs? Or my child really is into the arts and I want to make sure their school has a good art program or a good theater program, music program, sports program, and swimming program. Definitely had that one too. Well, the good news is at the time of filming this video, Ventura did have academic programs that were focused on theater, music, and the arts, and also gym. However, different schools might have a focus more on that than other schools. For example, Data Middle School, which is short for the Anza Academy of Technology and Arts. That's a national school which combines both technology and arts together, which you might have heard of as STEAM: science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. For sports and aquatics, there's Ventura High or Buena High. With Ventura High School swim team actually training as an aquatic center, which is a great aquatic center. Which of course then there's the middle and high schools, which offer basketball, soccer, baseball, and volleyball, as well as other activities. I have definitely seen them like racing all around Ventura, kids practicing track. And for those of you looking at the high school, they do have concurrent enrollment, which is where students take high school courses, and also on top of that, they take classes over at the college, and they can graduate sometimes already with an associate's degree. I talked about Data Middle School being a magnet school, and some of you might be wondering, what is a magnet school? How is that different than all of the other schools? Well, it's a public school, but it has a very specific focus, like I talked about STEAM for that one. And the only way to get into that school, it doesn't matter if you live right next door to it, is a lottery program. In addition to your public schools and your magnet schools, you also have private schools in Ventura. And if you're looking for some activities for your child after school, well, Ventura has you covered there also. The school district in middle school and in elementary have an enrichment extended day program to 6 p.m. And this is where your child has the option of being able to do different enrichment programs such as art, enrichment, leadership, and sports. So your child can actually dip their toe into a lot of different activities to see what's right for them. High school has the Assets program at Ventura and Pacific High, and this program actually offers college and career prep, leadership training, and homework help. The City of Ventura program has options like West Park after-school programs, and these programs teach different activities as well. It includes art, cooking, sports, and even swim lessons. And of course, you have your summer programs. Many schools here offer day camps for your child so they can really delve into having fun and going on field trips. And usually there's a program. Hannah taught this last summer one about paleontology, and the kids got to learn about different dinosaur bones. It's a lot of fun. Every school may have its own mix of clubs and different programs that they support, such as robotics club, theater, arts, or even Legos. So the best way to find out if your neighborhood school offers any of these programs is to actually get on the website and see what they offer, and realize that it's going to change year by year. And the last thing I really want to emphasize more than anything else is that you actually go and do a school visit. School actually allow you to go over to them to see what their school is like, to find out if their philosophy matches yours, if you have the program to help support your child so that they are able to grow in a loving and wonderful environment that really meets their learning style. It's really helpful before you buy a house, if you know that you're wanting a certain school, to actually go and visit there to make sure that it is going to meet your family needs. Once you've figured out which school or schools that you want your child to attend, if you only want to live in that neighborhood, then make sure your real estate agent, or myself, of course, puts into the search that those are the homes that you are looking at, so that you don't waste time falling in love with another home that is going to be with a school that does not meet your needs. If you're moving into Ventura, or you're trying to decide between Ventura and some other cities in and around Ventura County, then you know that we are the people you should be calling, because we can answer so many of your questions, as we already have in a lot of our videos. So make sure you give us a call, shoot us over a text, send us an email, and let us know how we can help you find your perfect home.